Good morning, everyone. What's going on? You guys hear me loud and clear? All right, I'm just going to give it a couple minutes, let some people hop on, and we will get started. Yes, KYP, it's time. Money time, money time. All right, give me 1 second. 1 second, we'll get to it. Let's go. Wake up, Discord. Let's go. Okay. All right, guys. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys all had a great day yesterday. I didn't end up making a video last night, but long story short, I caught 598 puts, and then I also caught 594 puts as well. So this is what I'm looking at. This is a very, very important level to be watching, this 584.55, right? I'm just going to show you quick. You got to zoom out, and you look left, okay? I want you to go back to January 15th. Okay, January 15th. You remember this big CPI candle or whatever it was, right? This big news candle. You see when we ended up gapping up and we did not come back down to this level. Okay? We were ended up holding 589.50 the entire freaking time. Now look where we're currently trading at, right? The 586 level. Look at the pre-market support at 584.55. I'm going to make this a big line, so just so you guys can see it more clear. Let's change it up. Let's go big red line, okay? Right? The solid red line at 584.55. Look where we're trading at, right? Look where the support is. Now let's zoom out and look left, okay? This is the 30-minute time frame. Look at the resistance, pre-market resistance. Look at the resistance of the previous day, okay? Look at the resistance of the other previous day. Then let's go back to January 2nd, December 31st, December 30th, right? This even stretches all the way back to December 19th. Look at the support that we had at this level, right? At 584.55. This is a level you can just keep going back, right? Previous resistance, once we hold the support, we go a lot higher. So this is the level that we're trading at right now. Another level I want you to keep very close attention to is this 591.65. Why 591.65? Look, right? Look at the drops that we had, okay? Let's go back. You see this big drop when we were at 610? Look at the drop. Look where we bounced, okay? Again, at the 609 level, we dropped. Look where we bounced, okay? We ended up doing this again. Look where we bounced. Next day, look where we bounced. Even yesterday, look where we originally bounced from. Then we ended up losing 591.65. So the previous support, which kept pushing us up $20, right, to the 610, 611, 612 level, has finally broken. And where did we sell off to? Where we gapped on January, where is this? January 15th. You see how SPY comes back and fills its gap? Whenever you see a big move like this, especially on the S&P 500 and the Qs, they eventually come back down to fill the open gap that they had. The previous closing price of that day is going to be 582.18. So if we end up making 584.55 a resistance level, it's straight to 582.18, right? So now we have the lower levels, right? We have the 584.55. If we reject that, it's 2.5 points all the way down to fill the gap from January 14th. Okay? Those are the lower levels. Now, I want you to look up right now. Keep an eye, very close eye on this 591.65 level. Okay? This is the macro level. The micro level is going to be 589.50, which means we could reject in the 590, high 589 levels, but we have been holding strong support at 591.65. Ready? Now let's go back to where we're trading. Look at all the touch points that we have from this level. This is an extremely big level. Okay, so in the most bearish case scenario, we're going to go to 582.18 today to fill this lower gap. We also have SPY's previous closing price at 585.05, which is a great level as well to be watching, which is pretty much right at our level, to be honest. So we have the gap from January 14th, and we have yesterday's previous closing price right here. This is the make or break it level. Watch me. 4 points up if we hold support. Look at this empty pocket. In the most bullish case scenario, if we end up holding, right, 584.55 and 585, we may even sell off to fill this gap first. Once we come above this and we're holding support, guys, $4.50 move on SPY. Right? A 4.5 point move on SPY to the upside. This is going to be a phenomenal trade. This could even go all the way up to 591.65, which would be almost 7 points to the upside. So we have the upside and we have the downside. Let's look at the most bearish case scenario. If this gap that is waiting to be filled, the previous support of 582.18, if we end up dumping down, right, and we cannot hold it, where are we going to? The first level we're going to go to is 580.50 to 580. I'm going to make this a pocket right now. Okay? 580.50 to 580. Why? It's a big psychological pocket. And look, I just want you to look how far we can overextend before recapturing it. Okay? We can go all the way down $1.50 from this level before a bounce happens. So let's also put a nice key level down at the let's try to hit as most wicks as possible, right? That's how I do my key levels. 579.12. Okay, market's opening in 20 seconds. Again, yesterday was a phenomenal day for myself. I had one of the biggest day of 2025. Very stoked about that. And I'm just going to be taking it easy. We know our levels. We have some nice open pockets available, empty pockets. We hold support here. We're going to 589.50. We end up rejecting 584.55. It's 2 points down. So both are empty pockets. Both are going to be phenomenal trades, and both are you are wrong once levels, right? So if you buy calls here, you swap and you're wrong, you swap out, you're going to get the puts. You buy puts right here and you're wrong, you're going to swap out and to buy calls, okay? So let's get it. Let's keep an eye. I'm watching the 30-minute time frame right now. As you can tell, the pre-market candle is bearish, right? So I'm going to be watching 586 micro key level for a potential short, but we may not get it. It's very, very good, right? A good habit to not trade the first 5-10 minutes of the day, because usually a lot of fake outs happen. So just keep that in mind. And remember, January 14th, this is the level, 584.50, 55. This is the level that we had that big news candle in the pre-market and never tested this level. A month and a half later, we are finally filling this gap that was left on SPY. And it could bounce in this level, right? And if it doesn't, it's going to fill the gap at 582.18. Just very, very keep this in mind. This is a potential U-turn level. This is a big sell-off from the highs, but we are so close to this gap, we're probably going to fill this gap. But I'm not going to be biased, right? I'm just going to be watching. If I see weakness at 584.55, it's free money puts $2 down. That's my game plan. So let's get brokers open. Let's keep in mind Donald Trump speaks. President Donald Trump speaks today in 14 minutes. Just under 14 minutes, President Trump is speaking. Volatility is going to pick up. So let's wait for market reaction. I am going to live stream that in the Discord. So, and we'll see how what he has to say. If you're listening on YouTube, please give me that thumbs up, would you? And leave a comment. I appreciate it for the algorithm. So first reaction of this, we got a little bit of a bounce. I want to see how big this move is going to be. And we're probably going to dump to fill this gap. We're going with the trend. We're making lower highs, lower lows, right? Macro, extremely bearish. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is very bearish at the moment. We broke the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the last 5 weeks, we broke the lows. So we are approaching support around the 580 level. If you just follow my mouse, you see all these nice wicks here in the low 580s. This is potentially where a bounce is going to happen in this range. And if it's not, you guys know where we're going to next. 570, 569-ish, right? That's the next support. And then we're going to the next previous resistance, which is going to be 560 flat, right? That's like bearish case scenario. But if you zoom out and look at this chart, like this is the daily time frame right now. You zoom out, it's still bullish, right? Like the S&P 500 is still bullish. This is just a little dip buying opportunity. So I'm most likely when this gap gets filled, guys, I'm going to be doing VIX puts. I'm going to be shorting the VIX. I'm going to go 2 months out. And I'm just going to short the VIX for our free money trade. I'm not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind. So yeah, let's keep an eye on everything. Let's watch our levels. We're very close to this gap. This is the gap where I'm going to start VIX puts at. VIX puts are extremely safe at the 582 level. Just have some patience, right? Everything is bearish. We know that. We just broke through PCP. SPY just flipped red, and we are approaching the gap at 582. We have a gap at 582 from January 14th. Big news candle in the pre-market, multi-dollars up, and we're finally filling this gap. A gap close reversal could happen. A partial gap close reversal could happen anywhere within this area. We know not to buy calls until we have 585 support. We're not going against a trend. We're not catching a falling knife. We're letting that thing hit the ground before we pick it back up. 585 is when to start being, you can get a little bit more bullish because it's a $4 empty pocket to the downside. If you do want puts, this candle heads up to 585. PCP, I'm probably going to hit puts, to be honest. We just broke after hours lows. So this is the retest where a put could happen. But remember, this is a U-turn zone. Where we're in right now is a U-turn zone. So if you did want to get puts, your best risk to reward is going to be at the 584.50 level to 585. Your best risk to reward for puts. Donald Trump is speaking. We're probably going to get a pump. Just be very careful, guys. Today, you got to use stop losses. Remember, when you see the VIX above $19, it gets extremely volatile. You're going to be seeing $1 candles, $2 candles, $3 candles very often. You need to have tight stop losses on at all times. If you're following me and you're following a trade I'm getting into, you guys got to protect your capital at all times. Okay? So we know this is a bounce level, but we also know this is a great level for a short right now. This is the break and the retest. So puts, ideally, this is the best level for puts right now. I'm going to wait to let this 5-minute candle go. Personally, I would rather just wait for confirmation. You guys know how Trump is. I'm gonna make everyone bullish again. So just in case, right? Even though this is bearish, just in case. Now we have a 5-minute engulfing candle with a higher low. As of right now, it's bullish. We could put some sloping resistance in from the pre-market if you guys choose to do that. Bam. Right, we got a nice sloping resistance from the pre-market. That cracks on the retest. Y'all know what to do. But everything is bearish. This is the best level for puts. I just don't like that engulfing candle. My risk to reward, I'm just going to sit out this trade. But again, right here is the best risk to reward for puts from a basic TA standpoint, a break and retest. Just know where this level comes from. Scroll left, right? Keep going. And you're going to see the reason why we are buying. Why this could U-turn here. This was a massive gap up news. We came back down to retest this level, the previous resistance level. We hold this as support. Look where we're going next. 589.50. Very, very easy. Just with President Trump speaking, it's gonna volatility is gonna kick in. The 1 minute time frame is holding the gap as a support at the moment and the lower gap. Getting brokerage up and going. The 1 minute's bullish at the moment, but this is a double top from the pre-market, an M shape. Let's wait to see how this ends. We have extreme fear on the fear and greed index as well, which is usually a dip buying opportunity for the most part within time. Guys, I got puts on my screen just in case. 585 puts, same days. It's going to be a very, very tight risk to reward. I'm going to be entering in a second if we don't break the high of this candle. We do have sloping resistance. Okay, I just bought 585 puts same days right now. I'm scalping this. This is not a play for small accounts, cash accounts. I plan to bring this to 584.50, bring 585 puts in the money. I'm selling immediately. My price target's 584.55. I got in at $2.38. I'm up 10 cents here. Just waiting to see, right? Because there is a lot of potential downside, but Trump is speaking. That's why I recommend that everyone trades this properly and have proper risk management on. We do have a 5-minute engulfing green candle, so just keep that in mind. I'm watching how we react to the PCP on the 5-minute time frame right now. And I'm going to be selling these in the money and letting you know, because the previous 5-minute candle is bullish, so the move should continue unless this is a big fake out. All we got to be watching is sloping resistance too. We got sloping resistance in play. Ideally, we should retest 584.55 within time. But I'm just scalping this, like I said. It looks like a baby trade right now, but I'm up almost 30 cents. Let's go. Okay, I'm scaling out of these. Holy shit, beautiful. I just sold, guys. Sold the entire thing. Average fill was $2.78. Good trade. 30-cent trade on that. Just nice little quick thing. Why did I sell that? As soon as we broke over 585, we didn't retest the zone that we want to be retested as a support. So I have to sell where a support could be taken. This is exactly where support could be taken, but we are still bearish. I did same days. If I would have got safer contracts, I would have held a little bit more to a new low of day, potentially. But remember, this is a U-turn level. So when I'm approaching a U-turn level and I'm playing an overreaction trade, I'm just selling from at the money, right? 585 50, or 40s to in the money as soon as we flip under 585. And we had PCP here, so this is exactly where support could be formed. That's the reason why I scalped that fast. Again, that was not a brag-worthy trade at all, just to let you know, but it was still a good trade. And usually, a lot of the times we see big candles like this in today's market, the next candle just engulfs it, and we end up at a new low of day. So, and there's a chance of that. And I'm okay to even re-enter this trade if I see weakness at 584.50. But U-turn level, I'm selling puts where support potentially could happen. I'm not holding for the floor to break. I'm selling at the floor at all times. And our luck, we top tick the hell out of SPY and it just dies. But just in case. Good job, Jack. Yeah, Trump's coming in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes, Trump's gonna be on. I would avoid being out of everything right now. Trump, you know how Trump goes, man. Things probably gonna rocket. Okay, for bulls, listen to me, bulls. We have 5 minute confirmation right now to go long. Bulls, but I'm not trading it, right? Trump could say something stupid and we dump, and he could say something good and we rip. Risk to reward's not worth it. Anyone in Discord got the link for Trump? We're approaching pre-market resistance, sloping resistance right now. This is a good level to get bullish at. With confirmation. We only have a 5 minute wick. Let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame right now. Ooh, look at that sexy bounce. Look at that sexy bounce right off of our line. This is ideally, this is an empty pocket within time to 589.50. 4 points up. Remember, the level we wanted to see support, we don't want to get bullish till we're above 585. We got that right now, right? Ideally, I would have been buying calls here. I don't trust it with Trump here, and there's sloping resistance. I want to see a little bit more confirmation, to be honest. A lot of fake outs. When the VIX is over $19, volatility kicks in. There's gonna be a lot of fake outs. You are going to get faked out. This is why you have to sell the move at all times. But remember, this empty pocket to 589.50 is the closest key level that we have next. I can even wait till 587 support, the 200 EMA support, and still catch a $2 rip, right? I'm not trying to top tick, bottom tick. Still rejecting off sloping resistance from the pre-market. It's a micro sloping resistance, nothing too crazy. We're at U-turn levels, empty pocket to 589.50. Unfortunately, we have freaking Trump speaking, which sucks. It sucks for entry. That's it. But macro, we're still bearish as hell. Go like 2 week macro, we're bearish. Daily macro, we're bullish. You see that put that I got into? It doesn't even look like anything, right, on my chart. That was a full dollar move, by the way, on SPY. A full point. This is what happens when the VIX is elevated. You're going to see your contracts fly in both directions. When you see the VIX this elevated, it's always good to use a stop loss, like a limit stop, if you have a proper broker. Micro is just like the weekly levels, like not a lot of touch points, but there has been rejections or support. Macro is just like on the higher time frames, 30-minute, 4 hour daily, big reactions, big support. That's what I mean by that. Like this is just like a 30-minute sloping resistance, right? So this is a micro trend line. No worries, brother. Just patience. If this candle, 5 minute candle, ends up here holding PCPS support, you guys know where we're gonna go. I'm just trying to find the live stream. Give me a second. I can't find anything about the Trump. If anyone else can. Reese, I did same day. I already did same day. For calls? No, 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 no. Calls, I'm going out 2 months VIX splits. I'm not gonna buy calls. I'm gonna buy VIX splits. A lot safer, a lot cheaper. You could buy a bunch of contracts. Very small, very good risk to reward. Who said Trump's live? Forex Factory. President Trump speaks at 9:45 a.m. I have not seen Forex Factory make a mistake, but from the research I'm doing, I'm not seeing anything quite yet. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't see nothing about this Trump speech, to be honest. So maybe he's not. Maybe he's not on. Does anyone see any? Can anyone find anything out about that? Am I tripping out? Forex Factory, Friday, February 28th. President Trump speaks. Yeah, tentative. Hmm. Spot Enrico. Okay, I'm getting calls ready and VIX splits. I'm waiting for 587 to be honest. I want extra confirmation for calls because we're still in a sloping resistance. I want to see some bullish behavior first. Sorry. I'm liking April 16th, 19 put. May 21st, $19 put on the VIX. I'm liking it with confirmation, remember. I'm going to go 19. I still have 17. I have 2 months. And I haven't added on it yet. I'll tell you what they're at right now. I'm down like just over 10 cents on my 17 strike. Honestly, you can April 16th, 17 strike VIX put for 97 cents is a great deal. Good job, Dan. That looks like a wicked recovery loss. Amazing work. Good job, bro. What's the ticker for VIX? You just typed it, VIX. Are you Canadian or American? My Canadian one is VIX.IN, but usually in America it's VIX. Just VIX. Yeah, you should see just VIX. Sloping resistance still intact. When to get bearish? If we reject 584.55, I'm hitting puts to the gap at 582.18. Until then, there's nothing yet. We're holding support. It's too weak. When something can't break up, it breaks down. When something can't break down, it breaks back up. And Discord, I'm on YouTube. If you guys can click that link and give me a thumbs up, it'd be appreciated for the algorithm. Thank you. That's what we're waiting for. All right, we know this level. If it's this level acts as a support, all we got to do is scroll out and look left, and it'll show you exactly what we do when we hold previous resistance as a support, right? SPY loves this level. And SPY does have a lot of resistance too that I'm looking at right now at 586. So I'm going to go make a level at 586. $586.05 is a good level of resistance. But you see when we hold the support, right? We come down to it, we bounce. Where do we go? 591.65. We come down to it, we bounce. Where do we go? 591.65. This is just what the history of SPY is telling us. We bounce, we break it, we hold the back above it. Where do we go? 591.65, right? This is why it's such a big level. If you're wondering why I'm saying a U-turn level, we trade based off SPY's history, right? And we know when something can't break up, it's going to break down. So this is a call or put play. Whatever, if you're bullish or bearish, this is where you're supposed to be in this pocket. What's that? When you inbox Sniper? What are you talking about, brother? And by the way, guys, I don't have. If you get any friend requests from me on Discord, it's not me. I don't request to follow anyone. I don't DM anyone. So there's impersonators out there. So don't give money to anyone. Keep that in mind, Discord. I'm getting puts ready to go just in case. And the gap. This is going to be the best level to be buying VIX puts at, in my opinion. 582.18. I'm going to go March 4th. What are these contracts at? 585. Very expensive. March 3rd. Expensive. Same days it is. I'm going same days. Remember, today's options expiry. I'm going to buy VIX puts if we start breaking out to the upside. If not, I'm waiting till 582. We're holding a nice floor right now, PCP. Remember, consolidation. When we trade sideways, it's gonna do a lot of fake outs up and down. That's why I want a clear bullish break above 586 is bullish. Another rejection. This is the back test of the broken trend line. We broke through. We got a nice hammer. We should get a continuation move right now. Bullish case scenario. It's just, if you see why I told you this is a U-turn level, but why I'm not in calls right now, look at my EMA lines. When they're bunched up like this, my moving averages, it could go either way. So to prevent me from getting faked out and losing an unnecessary amount of money, I always want to make sure my risk to reward's there. That's all. I'd rather wait for confirmation. 587 support. I know we're going to 589.50. I don't need the top tick. I don't need the bottom tick. I just need to trade support. That's all. Trade the confirmation. I could see us retesting previous, right? If you're watching my screen, right? Look at the previous support right here at the 590 level to 591.65 level. Look at the support here. We broke through this level without retesting. We're probably going to come get pulled up to 592. We just need volume. Yeah, Jack, this is confirmation to be buying calls. I technically, we have a 30-minute hammer close This is bullish confirmation at our key level to be buying calls, to be going long. I don't trust it right now. Forex Factory is saying Trump is speaking, but I don't see nothing to do with it online. So let me just keep an eye. Look one more time.
By the way, did you see what the president said yesterday when a lady asked him about 60 Minutes on CBS and soon and how much money will it be? You didn't see this thing here, Rob? I put is this the one?
Yeah, I believe so. This one in your notes?
Is this the one in my notes? Watch this clip here. Watch this. Go for it.
President, you're in litigation with CBS News.
This is the 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. I'm waiting to hold pre-market resistance of the 587 level to get calls. From my experience, I call the 200 EMA my free money line, so I know first reaction is usually a put when we're down coming up to it, and I know first reaction when we're coming down to the 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame that it's a call. So I just know better. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work every time. Like, no strategy is 100% accurate every single time, but most times when you're down and come up to the 200 EMA, it's a free money line, it's a put. Come down to it, we get calls at 200 EMA lines, usually a bounce. Remember, we don't need to be in puts right here. We can wait for 584 to reject to get into puts to ride it. You don't need to be in at the top. You don't need to be at the bottom. All you need to do is wait for confirmation. That's a big rejection. If this turns into a 5-minute shooting star, I'm going to get puts. But higher highs, higher lows, right? Still, higher high, higher low, higher high. And we're holding support at our floor. So you don't want to get too bullish, too bearish in this Chop City stuff. And the 30-minute time frame is a bullish hammer candle, right? It is confirmation to go long, as I stated. I just don't like this range, to be honest. And this is the retest of 586. This could potentially be a call play right now. Because 586, remember we just added that line, 586.05, previous resistance. If we end up holding this as support, it's most likely going to go up. Calls are decent. They're not terrible depending on where you enter. I think your stop loss of 585 is too tight because we have 584.55 as a support. So just keep that in mind. We hold 586. I'm slapping calls. until we break out. Until we hold 586, there's no trade. See, it's my EMA lines too bunched up for me right now. Too bunched up. Indecisiveness. It looks too easy for a call play as well, does it not? Everyone looking at this chart, doesn't it look too easy to hit calls right now? Kind of don't trust it. It looks like, kind of looks too easy for calls. But again, 587 holds. We in it, baby. Because we know it's an empty pocket. 2.5 points up. It's all about that risk to reward at all times, right? And I would rather wait for extra added confirmation at a higher level to hit calls because I know the empty pocket is going to be beautiful. But everything down, everything underneath us is a support, right? So technically there's no reason for puts right now. We filled that gap from January 14th, the pre-market gap at least. We have that 584.55 support. PCP from yesterday, 585.05 support. Right now, 586.05 is looking like a support. So if you're in puts right now, it may work out because I think a fake out's going to happen because it just looks too good to be true right now. But screw what you think, play the chart. Technically, there's no reason for puts right now from my strategy. Everything's just too bullish. Higher highs, higher lows. And this is how we know it's not a fake out once we hold above 587. That's how you know it's not a fake out. This is where it could fake out at because it's a 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. It's also heavy pre-market resistance. That's why we want to see it hold with the confirmation we buy calls. And sometimes when you're waiting for extra added confirmation, just boom, boom candles happen. You don't even get an entry, right? It's all depending on how you want to take the trade.
Is this a case that you'd like to see go to trial, or are you open
With
to
who?
CBS, the
CBS?
Yes.
Well, CBS did something that was amazing. Kamala was unable to answer a question properly, and they took the question that they asked and they inserted an answer. They gave her an answer. This was 2 days before the election, right before the Sunday night before the election. And they wrote out they put her words from another question that was asked about a half an hour later, and they put that into the question. Nobody's ever even heard of it before. Nobody's ever heard of anything like this before, but they then did it, they say, on numerous occasions. And the FCC is looking at it very strongly, and everybody's looking at it, but nobody's ever seen anything. Think of it, they took her answers and they changed them. And I don't mean they changed a word or two, or they cut off a half a sentence, or they cut off a couple of words. I mean, I've had that happen too, but that you just say, then they say, well, we want brevity. We wanted to do it for time. They took out her answer and they inserted an entirely different answer that made her sound competent. And they did this, and nobody's ever, I thought I've heard of everything when it comes to that stuff. No, I've never heard of it. Nobody's ever seen. So we see.
All right, 587, baby. I got 587 calls locked and loaded, same days, and play the breakout. If it happens, this is where we could reject. Keep that in mind. This is pre-market resistance. I'm waiting for added confirmation. You click the 30-minute time frame. Bully, bully, bully. Right? Remember I told you guys on stream, when you see this bullish 30-minute candle at the bottom of a move is extremely bullish. This is called a hammer candle, right? And on the 5-minute it works. On the 1 minute it works, but if you get it on the 30-minute time frame, it's just a bigger move. But look, where you see my EMA lines. There's so much resistance around this pre-market level. I'm still not 100% on calls. Good job, Palmetto. You had the confirmation, right? Confirmation is SPY is micro bullish right now. Just from holding support. Well, you don't want to say bullish. It's holding support, so you don't want to say bearish.
What would a number be like off the handle? What's a number that you would?
The trades I'm waiting for small account and cash accounts is a hold of support of 587. And I'm also looking for puts under 584.55, right? So above 587, I'm buying calls to 591.65. 584.50 rejection, I'm getting puts to the gap at 582.18. This is just some consolidation BS, but this candle is extremely bullish. But this is exactly where we could reject from. I'm not just blindly buying puts at a pre-market resistance when everything beneath of where I'm trading at is a support, because you don't have a price target now for puts. When on the 5-minute time frame, these levels are all tested as a support. If you end up buying puts, where are you going to sell at? If it's a level's already tested as a support, yes, it could come back down to retest again, right? Double touch, triple touch, quadruple touch. It happens sometimes, but I don't know. It's all about the risk to reward. I like higher risk to reward trades. Yes, VIX is on my radar. Yes, Jack. I'm paying close attention to that. When you see VIX this elevated, you want to take your time entering a trade. Yesterday, I made almost 20K, and I'm still, even though I made a lot of money yesterday, I'm still picking and choosing my positions very, very carefully, because I do not want to blindly give away stupid money for no reason, right? I'd rather wait for extra added confirmation to ride this up. Now, this is the retest of the mid 587s about to happen right now. This is where I'm looking for support to form to go long. Long. I got 586 calls ready to go. Remember, VIX is volatile. There's going to be big moves in both directions. There's going to be fake outs. This is too much of a steep curve for me. This is why I'm waiting for 587 to act as a support. If we end up closing up beneath a 587, it's probably going to go back down. Just remember, everyone that knows how to chart sees this empty pocket here. Everyone sees it. So are they going to give us it for free? Right? Give us it nice and easy, or are they going to knife this down? I wait for confirmation on the 5-minute time frame as well. There you go. Now that's a bearish engulfing candle. So now it's still avoid calls. You see, it was just too good to be true at one point. This 5-minute candle could still technically hold above 587. So that's why I said just wait for 587 support to be bullish. That's just extra added confirmation. Once you get that, then you could get calls for 2.5 points up. Until then, anything could happen. Just Palmetto, put what is it called? 584.50 on your chart, right? 584.55, even 585. Go back and watch every time we held that as support where we end up running to. But we need the bulls to come in strong to get up there, right? Have to be coming very strong. Even though we have every reason to be bullish, I'm waiting for pre-market resistance, 587, extra added confirmation to hit calls. Everything beneath of us is a support. 584.55, 585 PCP, 586.05, all support, right? So if you're in puts, you have to be selling at 586 because there's no guarantee that we're going to head back down there. And if you're in calls, it is a nasty rejection. I don't like anything. Hit a nice little snipe put play in the morning, and I don't care. I'm going to wait. Day trading and just trading in general, even long-term investing, it's all comes down to patience. Just picking and choosing. I've learned my lesson, Jack. Usually when I used to have big days like this, I would go the next day and just be reckless. Be like, oh, I made so much money. I can lose 10 grand and still made a lot of money yesterday. And then you start forcing trades. I've learned my lesson. When I have big days like yesterday, I protect my bag. I secure it. And I don't be stupid, and I go back to trading the same amount of contracts that I usually do, the same quality of trades that I usually do. I don't get a big win and start sizing in heavier and choosing riskier contracts. And I'm telling you, that's how I went broke before. You don't do that. I blew up way too many accounts options trading. And now I'm scarred for life, which is good because it makes you develop discipline, picking and choosing your trades correctly. Now, if you see a rejection of 586, you could hit puts to PCP. But I still see a higher high, higher low. Technically, even though this is a big rejection, it's still a higher high and higher low. So I don't care for puts. I know my big put play is going to be once we reject 584.55. Because this is a level that's a support. Look at 586. Look at 584.55. Look at 585 PCP. 586 is a support. Obviously, something is a support until proven otherwise. Something is a resistance until proven otherwise. But this is such a big pocket. We need some strong buying pressure because if we don't get it, it's just going to collapse to fill this gap at 582. And the VIX is up past $20, right? It looks consolidating right now, but I'm telling you, there's going to be some big moves to the up or the downside. We got two big open pockets. They're going to happen today. The call play is going to work or the put play is going to work. Even look at that put too, that last 5-minute candle. That was a freaking $1.50 candle, right? Over $1.50 candle. Crazy. And it just looks like a regular, just red candle. Very volatile. This is why contracts, got to be very careful, ladies and gents.
I think it's a lot. It could have.
Look at Lutnick.
Probably did affect the election. I mean, we won by a lot. As I said, too big to rig. But it probably did affect the election. You know, probably could have won by more. But I could have lost the election because of that.
Well,
Yeah, but so guess what? That's
like
the point.
the Twitter files.
Whoever that goes and interviews with them, bring a cameraman. So
Smart.
I'll do it as long as you let me record it, so we can't
Smart.
let you
Good advice.
edit or do any of the other stuff that some people on the past are doing. And if you don't do it, respect to you. If you do, at least we have the message here as well. And by the way, President Trump was asked about this whole conversation with Elon Musk. Trump message to the cabinet, Rob. I think there's a short clip. It's like,
Still higher high and higher low. No matter what, I'll always be watching the trend. Yeah. Until we put in a higher low. And this is what I like to do right now. I'd like to put in a nice sloping resistance now. Right? Boom. But 586 is a support, right? Strong support. We should see a breakout here. Now look at that. You see that $1.50 to the downside? And almost $2 to the upside in 10 minutes. That's where the volatility kicks in on SPY. A $2 candle. Get the hell out of here, bruh. Crazy. I still didn't have an entry for calls. I didn't like 586 that good. It was pre-market support, but when you see EMA lines like this all bundled up. I have 87 calls on my screen same days at the moment. I'm going to wait for a dip. I want a nice retest of 587, right? Once I see that, it'll make me more bullish. Because if you look at my 30-minute time frame right now, let's see where we're standing. See? Right at freaking resistance. Look where my next moving average line is. The 100 moving average at pretty much 592, right? So this is exactly where we could reject from. If we hold here, that's where we go today based off of my chart setup. And you see, look at the 30-minute hammer, right? You see the strong pull up? Remember this candle. Remember this candle. It's called a hammer candle. When you see this at the bottom of a chart, a bottom wick with the bulls in control at the bottom of a sell-off on the 30-minute time frame, it's usually a very bullish indication. This is the 50 moving average and the 48 EMA. This is usually where we get on the 30-minute time frame. This is usually where we get pullbacks. That's why I'm just avoiding calls. We get a next 30-minute candle in just under 4 minutes. And I'm going to be taking my trade. I have 587 calls ready to go. I buy my contracts, whatever number I see. Just over 2 minutes, we get our next candle. I still would like to see a back test, a pre-market resistance. We have yet to get that. I'm being very picky today because I'm not getting faked out. Look where we just bounced. We went from 585.80 to 580, almost $3 up, right? In 7 minutes. 3 points in 7 minutes. This is the reason why I'm being very careful, because I've learned my lesson when VIX is volatile like this. $30 extremely bullish. Zero reason for puts, as bad as I want 588 puts right now to 587. Zero reason. Good job, bro. Great work. And hey, if we rocket to 590, 589.50, it's going to suck, but I did not get a good entry. I did not like the price action, so I'm okay to miss out on some, even though I am okay to miss out on my trading plan. If I don't like the trade setup, if I don't like the price action, if I don't like the volatility, I don't mind sitting out. Today's OPEX, remember that. Third Friday of every month. I still have 587 calls on my screen. And I'm just keeping an eye on this pre-market resistance, 587.52, which would make it an engulfing 5-minute candle. So that's why still, regardless, 587 is what I'd be watching. Strong close in the 30-minute. Yeah, crypto's running. The bulls have to pop off right now. They have to pop off right now. This is looking like a retail buy. This could be followed suited with a heavy sell-off. One minute looks strong. 1 minute looks nice, actually. Yeah, last Friday was bearish. Sold off all day. Could just be the opposite. Burning puts. I'm going to snipe some puts right now, guys. I'm sniping puts, 588 puts in a second. We are in an empty pocket. Another high-risk trade, but this is a good setup. Potentially good setup. And I want to take this to 587. I just market bought right now at $1.90. 588 puts. Price target's 587. New high of day, I'm stopping out. And we were bouncing at the 580 level yesterday. If you look on the 5-minute time frame, we were bouncing around here. I'm selling these in the money. We're almost in the money, actually. Got a shitty fill on that. Terrible fill. The fuck am I down 5 cents right here? Crazy. I got a terrible fill. 587 is still my price target. Remember, SPY has been doing big drops, right? So it's not out of the question us dropping a full point right now. There you go. Keep coming, baby. Keep coming. You got another dollar in you. You got another dollar in you. Light work, baby. Light work. A bounce could happen at any point here towards pre-market resistance, 587.50. If you're in this trade with me, you could start scaling out because a bounce could happen anytime here. But ideally, we should go to 587.50 and then to 587 in the most bearish case scenario. You see the 200 EMA on the 5? We broke through it without retesting it. That makes me want puts, right? And if you go to the 1 minute time frame, we broke out of the 200 EMA on the 1 minute time frame without retesting it. This is another reason why I want puts. but we could stop anywhere at a higher high, higher low, right? Keep that in mind. Let's go, baby. 2 for 2. Let's go, baby. I'm 30 cents on this trade already. Hit that with 25 contracts. Let's fucking go. Done. Another 4-figure day in a row, baby. Mans are done. Remember, we could still put a higher low in, right? It's very possible. I do not like seeing the 200 EMA on the 1 minute and 5 minute breaking out without retesting it. Think about the 200 EMA as a magnet, right? I can't get bullish because I know it could potentially come down to there. But when I'm in puts, for instance, going against the trend, I'm still selling the move immediately because anything could happen. There's no guarantees, right? When the VIX is this volatile, we've seen the drops. We just saw a dollar drop right now. Right now was a dollar drop, and I think another dollar drop is about to happen as well. I don't use moving averages to buy. I use moving averages to sell. That's all. I don't buy off of moving averages. Sometimes I do. Like if we come up to the 200 EMA, I'll short it. We come down to it, I'll buy calls blindly sometimes without waiting for confirmation. I will do something like sometimes I do that. I try to steer away from that as much as possible now, to be honest. And it doesn't look like SPY did a lot, guys, but my contracts did over 40 cents in just this candle, right? You don't need to hold the whole move. You buy 25 contracts, you're making $1,000 on a trade like that. You don't need to hold. Get green and get the hell out. Make your daily goal, boom. You bought 10 contracts and they're $2 each. How much are they each? Just under $2, $1.90, right? Yeah. And that's under $4,000. If you bought 10, you could have potentially made $400. If you bought 5, you would have made $200. So you got to look at it in 5 minutes when you just wait for weakness and sell the move at all times. I still feel like we go to 587, to be honest. I don't think this move's done. VIX is way too volatile. They let the bulls win. They're gonna let the bears win. Immediate bounces. We've already seen what can happen after a deep sell-off. The next candle's bullish as hell. This is why when I'm in a short here, I get a big candle in my direction, I'm selling because there's no guarantees of anything. Yeah, bless. I see us going to 590. I'll show you too fast what you just posted. Good job, accident. I just booked that. Nice work, bro. 40%. Remember, we're at pre-market resistance right now. We retested it with this big sell-off. This is exactly where we could start going higher. But it's weak as hell. And like I said, the VIX is volatile, man. We're going to see multi-point drops, multi-point rips. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Traps are going to be set, followed by fake-outs. It happens. This is what happens when you see VIX above $20. Above 19, sorry. The higher VIX is the more volatility. You see VIX at 19, it's going to be volatile. You see it at 20, it's going to be even more volatile. So on and so forth. Every dollar keeps going up. You see VIX, that's when it's going to be massive drops, massive rips, massive fake outs. Gonna happen. We should get a drop to 587 right now. But even you see where I know where SPY's gonna go, and I'm still out of my position already. I sold early. The hell out of here. 40 cents on a contract. See you later, bud. I don't care what happens. Especially when you're in 588 puts and you're this far in the money right now. Look at that. Tell me I shorted the high of day. I wouldn't even be surprised if I shorted the high of day, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. And if you want to know why I took that trade, I've already explained to you about the 200 EMA lines. And then we're also creating like a roof, right? A lot of weakness at this level, the 588 level. And if you look at 588, right? And we also had this massive 5-minute doji. Remember I showed you guys the 30-minute hammer candle? Now you see this green doji at the high of the day, high of day doji. This usually indicates a micro, I'm not talking about market crash and new low of day, a micro trend change, okay, to potentially a higher low. So we've looked at the hammer candle, which is extremely bearish on the higher time frames. You see this on the 4-hour, we're going to rip, 30-minute, we're going to rip, right? And now when you're on the 5-minute time frame and you see this candle towards the high of a run-up, this usually indicates a micro pullback to a potential higher low. I've also seen this candle be the high of day as well. But you just use levels. Again, this trade was nothing brag-worthy again. It was an empty pocket. I've just been doing this for a while, so I know how to identify this shit. But yeah, okay, price target hit, 200 EMA, back tested. Good trade. Good trade, Steven. Oh, thanks, man. And this is where we could bounce, right? The break and retest of the 200 EMA, and we can go to 589.50 now. Now I can turn bullish, potentially. And there is a sloping resistance in play right now. If we break this, call should print. And beneath, and if we still hold this as a sloping resistance, you see what I did on the 1-minute time frame? I got the high, connected it to the second lower high, right? And made a sloping resistance line. So beneath of this level, if we touch it, this is you're good to hold puts beneath of this level. If we just crack it and go above it, I'd recommend get out. This is a kind of a bull flag movement too. I could still see us going to 586.60. 586.60. And this is where people would short right now. This is where people would short. And if we hold support here, this is going to be a break of trend, a micro downtrend break, retest, rocket. But But this is where people would be shorting right now, right at this sloping resistance level. And if it breaks up, you cut it. I still don't like it, man. Let me look at the 30. What's the 30 looking like? 30-minute back test everything it broke out of. We're on track to 5 with bullish confirmation and the bull step up. We're on track to 591 today, 591.65. So for my trading style, break the retest. This is more than capable of having an extremely bullish day today. But just use full dollar amounts, right? This is what I want you to do. And remember, that's only if the bulls step up. So now we see support, right? This is how you're going to know we're going to go up. I'm going to put a level right here at 588. I'm going to put another level here at 587. Okay? So now you see an empty pocket, and we ended up making some micro levels in here. So you know if we reject 588 like we're doing right now, we're not going back up here. Okay? It's going to drop. And again, if we come back to 587, you want to get calls. We get a slight dip under here on the retest. This is where you short. The 1348 200 EMA cross just happened. This is technically, if you trade that style, is technically bullish. But I don't follow that shit. We hold 588 as a support. That's your confirmation we're going higher. That's it. And now the 5-minute time frame, you can technically put a higher sloping resistance level. That's what I usually do. Right? You know how we had a micro, and then on the 1 minute, and then we can make it on the 5-minute. Did you guys see this candle right here? This is a $1 candle from high to low. You take that in, 588.27, 587.27. You see? This is the VIX for you. It doesn't look like a big move, but it's a big move if you know how options and futures work. Those things rip when big moves like that happen. It looks small. Look at your contract. Those contracts probably did 40, 50 cents just like that. Just in that one candle. But again, above 587, let's just chill. 588 holds, puts. What's the best level for puts? 584.50 on the retest, because we know we're going to go fill the gap at 582. That's our extra added confirmation. You buy options contracts at the current price you see. So I would buy 588 puts right now, and I would buy 587 calls right now, or even 588 calls if you wanted to, like, cheaper contracts. Rule of thumb, whatever you see the stock trading at, that's the strike you buy. When you go far out the money and they're cheap for a reason. Why? Because they're cheap because the probability of those going in the money a lot of the times is rare. So, and buying 587 calls right now, these 587 calls buying at 588 will move faster to 589 than 588 calls. Also keep that in mind. Don't think about the money, the dollar amount. Don't try to buy the cheapest contracts. They're cheap for a reason. Always buy the strike you see. Never go out the money. The only time I go out the money is if I'm going out of time, or like if I'm going months down the road. That's when I'll go, and I'll only go like from a 2 to 5 point range if I'm buying over 4 week out contracts. But remember, cheap for a reason, because it's all about probability in stocks. Market makers make these contract prices. So it's all about probability. They put them cheap for a reason. Just rule of thumb, okay, if you wanted to buy calls right now, I'd buy 588 calls, right? Just whatever you see it trading at, just buy it. If it's at like 587 90s, if it's at like in the cent wise, if that's in the 90s, I still choose the dollar amount that I see. That's just what I personally do. Yeah, I do trade SPX. I took a little bit of a break off that. I've made a shit ton of money on SPX, and I've lost a shit ton of money off SPX, right? And you'll realize that it seems like a glitch at the start when you're winning. Like, this is amazing. Why did I never trade SPX before? This is the best thing ever. Screw same days. Screw SPY same days. I'm going SPX. Those things move so much. Yeah, until they go against you. And guess what? They move again. They move dollar. Those contracts move $1 in the smallest move. Exactly. Avoid SPX. It's something you could dabble with on confident trades, and you're willing to risk your profit. Like at the start, I would just be buying one contract and just understand how it works. SPX is a beast, a beast. A lot of money can be made very fast, but you can lose a lot of money faster, right? No has, because you got to think about your Greeks, your theta and your delta, right? If you're buying out the money and the move takes a while to get there, while it's going in your direction, you're still losing. Your contracts are losing value. You got to understand your Greeks when it comes to buying out the money. But I guess as a YOLO trade, like today I predicted 591.65 all day, right? Because that's what the chart has shown us. I'm not buying 584 calls and just holding them till 591, because nothing goes straight up and straight down, right? It goes zigzag, it goes mountains, up and down, up and down. And every time you're in a call and there's a dip, you're losing theta. Every single time you're in a call and there's a dip, your contracts are losing value. Once they get up to where your contract used to be, you're down more than you once were. And this vice versa, the same thing with puts. If you're in puts, every time there's a rip up and it comes back down, your contracts are worth less. Exactly. Market makers love SPX because they just rob people. What country are you from, Haz? So this is a break and retest. This is potentially a great level to buy calls at. Right now is a good 588 calls. We just broke sloping resistance. This is a breakout trade. We should rock at the 589.50. Let me take a look at the 30-minute. 30 minutes indecisive doji. Oh, nice. Saudi Arabia, nice. You start Ramadan today or tomorrow? I think tomorrow is March 1st for Canada. Or North America. Okay. We should get a pump. This is an empty pocket to 589.50. We should be getting a pop up there. Call should work. But it's moving too slow for me. I like big move, like I like fast moves when you see a lot of buyers step in. Remember, when the VIX is volatile, anything could happen. Yeah, Has. I'm planning to. I would love to. Let's go. Just do what I said it's gonna do. Just rip already. I truly believe we hit 592 today. That's how the chart's set up to do it, right? But it's Friday, options expiry. Very difficult to predict something like that because this looks bullish as hell. Like everything beneath of us is a support, everything. And we're making higher highs and higher lows. Ideally, SPY should blow the top off to 589.50. And that's the first level to watch out for. It's so funny. Today I was so bullish on the day, and the two trades I've taken have been puts. But you see the 200 EMA, you know, I told you I don't buy off of moving averages, but I will. Sometimes I do. You see how we came down to the 200 EMA and we got the bounce? You see when we came up to the 200 EMA, we got a sell-off. This is why I really like the 200 EMA. Yeah, stick to trading SPY. Keep this, whatever ticker you're trading, make sure you're just watching that ticker. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but you could download Webull or get TradingView and keep multiple charts up if you wanted to. Everything about this chart, the 5-minute chart right now, is extremely bullish. Extreme bullishness. Zero reason for puts right now. It's an empty pocket of 589.50. We get back under 588, that would just be, I would just avoid calls. Like usually sometimes I would market buy calls right now. It's just moving way too slow for me at the moment. Okay, thanks, Carrington. Thanks, bro. I just saw. Trump's about to speak in half an hour. That's what the word on the streets are, ladies and gents. Axel, trust me, buy the strike you see. SPX, you can go like a couple points out. 2 or 3 max. I wouldn't go more than 3 strikes out the money for SPX, personally. Because again, you're fighting IV Greeks, Theta and Delta, right? SPX is the worst for that too. Those things lose value like a mofo. YouTube, I just put my email in the chat. I just changed business emails with a new venture that I'm starting. So I'm just back to my personal one until I release it to the public. So if anyone has any questions any questions about the Daily Sniper, if you guys want to join or you guys need help with anything, you could just feel free to send me an email at the email I just posted in the chat, and I could help you guys out with anything you need if you have any questions. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get going for the day right now. So these are the levels I want you to be watching, right? Ideally, we should be pumping right now to 589.50. My 30-minute chart is telling me 591.65. My SPY 30-minute chart and 4-hour chart are both telling me we're going to 591.65 today. But keep in mind, we need bulls to come in strong, or this is gonna go all the way back down to a new low of day and fill this gap. Yes, SPY can dump from right now and all the way to 582 and fill the gap. It's possible. The VIX is elevated. Keep that in mind. As of right now, we're making higher highs, higher lows. Every single thing is bearish or is bullish. When to start getting bearish? Once we break structure, right? Once we break out from this higher low and we put in a lower low, that's when you can start seeing a sell-off back to 585. So yeah, guys, I'm going to hit the gym right now. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm going to be posting education video on Sunday. Okay, so please stay tuned for that. Please like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys have any questions on the Discord, feel free to DM me. And I'll see everyone on Sunday. Take care, guys.